Be you a house lady, be you a maid, be you a factory worker, or be you a CEO of a company or a salesperson, it doesn't matter. Moment I close my eyes, I get guidance from within, what to do next and what not to do next. It has always happened to me. Imagine a lifestyle of a person who has no rhythm at all, doing things whenever. Such a life would be chaotic. So, when we adopt certain principles, especially uh, trying to balance something and one who is trying to embark upon an inner adventure, I think it is no less than having a discipline that one would demand in mountain climbing. For example, if you are planning for Everest climbing, imagine the amount of discipline you would have to have at a physical level. Such a discipline is, I would say, mandatory for a spiritual seeker, but it will not be so rigid at the same time. Let's see, if I plan myself to meditate 6:30 every morning, it's good to meditate 6:30 every morning. But let's say you happen to wake up late for whatever reasons and say now you're going to meditate at 8 o'clock. So let it be so. Or sometime you might even meditate at 5 a.m. in the morning. So a certain level of flexibility is okay. But this need to meditate should always continue. Once we establish this particular rhythm, it becomes a kind of conditional thing that at certain time your mood will elicit certain feelings that okay, time to meditate. So this is what I call automatically at a fixed hour you tend to meditate. Your inner system says, oh, let me meditate now. This is what I would like to call it as automatism. Also, automatically, one would be able to recall a certain meditative state. This takes quite a practice actually, and it is possible to recall any spiritual state at will. Second element of our practice is cleaning. Ideal time for cleaning is soon as we enter home. We complete this process of cleaning, which is done at the end of our working day. Instead of mingling with family right away, freshen up and clean ourselves so that we regain lighter consciousness, which is more friendly, more conducive, which is not uh, emotionally pressurized because of the work situation. With such a fresh approach, which a lighter approach, when we interact with our family members, it's a joyous moment. Suppose if you don't do the cleaning, it is something like when you go to a gym and come back home all sweaty and you want to hug your little children. They would run away from you. Dad, you smell a lot today. When the consciousness is also polluted from inside, I think we also cast a certain shadow of our consciousness upon our loved ones. For example, if you had a bad day at work and you come home all fuming, you can see the atmosphere in the house, how everyone will become quiet. Instead of that, if you can go to your basement or in your room and just do the cleaning, okay, let's get rid of this baggage and freshen up yourself with a newer level of better consciousness and then interact with family members. It only promotes harmony, love, joy. Before going to bed again, when we offer prayer, and just before we offer prayer, let's scan through the daily activity and see where we went wrong, where we can adjust ourselves, we can correct ourselves, where we can fine-tune ourselves and say, oh, I could have done this better, or I shall not repeat this again. Such a resolve will help us so that continuously we can go on putting a check on wrong things and add something very special that, oh, I can improve myself in such and such a style. Then we offer a prayer to the Lord and say, my Lord, forgive me for all that was done wrongly. I shall not do it again. Simple prayers would such a resolve will go a long way. This daily routine will change the quality of our life once and for all. Be you a house lady, be you a maid, be you a factory worker, or be you a CEO of a company or a salesperson, it doesn't matter. Moment I close my eyes, I get guidance from within, what to do next and what not to do next. It has always happened to me. Most of my business ideas that came, this product or that product, why not this, why this, everything came during the meditation. Let me share with you something that happens to me regularly, that used to happen rather. And some of you might be facing it today. Often in the middle of night, you wake up. Why do you wake up? Often you remember things that you didn't do. Something that woke you up because, oh, I forgot to do this. Or I should have done that and I didn't do it. Especially in my case, I used to get up like that. Suppose I had to launch a particular product and it's inching in my mind that yes, I should finish this, I should finish that, and even though I'm sleeping so well, all of a sudden this unfinished work will be highlighted even in my subconscious. So when we meditate, all these unfinished things I could have done but chose not to, things that I could have done but I postponed. And those things are very serious. Lord Krishna talks to Arjuna and he says, Karma Nyavadhikaraste, right? And he says every action has its consequences. Karma ends up always with karma phalas. Maybe favorable, maybe may not be favorable. Okay. But when we dive deeper into this karma theory, what makes you feel terrible? The worst consequences are always not out of karma, but akarma. Something that I could have done when I had the time, when I had the opportunity, I missed it. Those impressions, those samskaras, those karma phalas are terrible to cure. It will haunt all your life. I still remember. You see, why did I become a pharmacist? Because I couldn't get an admission into a medicine. See? I lost it by 1 mark. And at that time, I keep wondering, if I had only studied a little bit more, if I should not have paid so much of attention to cricket or to movies. At that time, you remember, oh, I shouldn't have done that. So, when we have an opportunity of doing something, just do it. Imaginations will surround us all the time, which is good. Without the imagination, humanity will be lost. Without dreams, humanity will be lost. But a wiser person will filter those imaginations, filter those dreams, and apply it to those what is practical. Meditation, time and again, protects our energy, preserves our energy, because where I had to do 10 different things, but before I end up doing, in my mind, I have gone through those 10 things and maybe filtered out 8 of them or 9 of them and came to 1 or 2. So meditation is a brilliant tool in filtering unnecessary experiments. We all have our own unique problems. Find out the worst one that you can imagine, that you managed to create it yourself or for your family. How did you end up in that situation? When we reflect back, it gives some indication that because of this situation, because of this, and this, I created this complexity in my life. Now, imagine the positive situation where you were so successful, where you felt happy about doing something. And when you made the decision to do the rightful thing, what happened? What went through your mind that you came to that conclusion that I should do this? In both scenarios, you will see that heart had a lot to do with it. You are able to make the rightful decision because you must have referred it to your heart, you must have followed the voice of your heart. It's precisely when we override the voice of the heart that we fail and invite miseries in life. Mr. Balaji just shared with us how to vaccinate our mind, how to make our mind extremely discriminative, extremely sensitive, so that we can differentiate discrimination only to differentiate what is right and wrong, what can be the causal thing and what is the effect of that cause, what we are doing today or what we are going through. Is it the effect of something, or that am I causing something new in this life? So all these answers, they come through very easily when we take a pause, go inward, even for a few minutes. Answer may not be available right then and there, but it will unfold in its own way within a day or two or a week. Answers will come, 100%. And my personal experience shows that years of me dealing with, I have led as normal a life as you all have led. I have family life, business world, I was a student, and now in a different capacity. But in all these facets, being a student, being a family man, or be yourself in the business world, everywhere you are facing unknown. The very next minute, next moment is unknown to us what will transpire next. But the best decisions are possible through all these imagination, infinite imaginations. You filter them out with your wisdom, which we have gathered from our past. And through meditation, when we reach a certain level of superconsciousness where the intuition triggers certain impulses in the heart in the form of feelings and say, yes, the biggest or the loudest voice that can come is, don't do this. Have you noticed? If you have to say, my name is so and so, but instead if you say, my name is Suresh Prabhu, if I introduce myself, then I'll have to think many a times that why are you falsifying yourself as Suresh Prabhu? My heart will start beating heavier moment I speak a lie. Moment I try to make a wrong decision, my vagal nervous system will say, no. My heart will start beating faster, heavier, and entire whole system will become heavy. Per contra, when I make a right decision, I may not get such signals because it is natural thing to do the right thing. Let me make this point also very clear, how heart helps in making a rightful decision. When I'm not able to see the screen properly, then I'll get a signal. Kamlesh, you are not seeing the screen properly. Then I ask somebody, is the screen, something wrong with the screen? No, sir. Then I have to wonder, oh, my eyes are going bad. Or hearing. But when everything are happening in a normal way, when I'm able to see things properly, hear properly, my heart doesn't give any signal that you are doing this correctly, your health is good. It's only when the health is compromised that we get a signal that something is wrong. Similarly, at a mental level or at emotional level, when something is wrong or about to go wrong, we get premonition, precognition, intuition that don't do this.
What if your incarnation is guided by the flow of subtle energy within? Explore how chakras influence your life's path and purpose.